Hi everyone, it's Charlie Veach here. I'm not a critic, I'm not a movie reviewer, but every once in a while I like to pretend I still have my finger on the pulse of mainstream society. And a big part of mainstreamification is obviously the pumping out of Hollywood movies, predictive programming. This is the agenda, the message. If you enjoy The Critical Drinker as I do, he talks about how the less of the message a film has, the better the film is. So without further ado, this is your review for The Matrix Resurrections, The Matrix Regurgitations, The Matrix Revolutions again. So it's very meta. I know that word's overused, but I was using meta way before it became a meme in the metaverse, or things becoming too self-aware. Too self-aware. Now, I watched it once. I watched it in 4K. I watched it proper 4K, full experience, gave it my attention, and I almost abandoned it halfway through. I was so disappointed and angry that they'd made this monstrosity, this B-movie, fan-made fiction, this, it's almost as if everyone was really badly cast as well. I mean, the worst casting has to be the new Agent Smith, who's some kind of like, B-list celeb, handsome guy with steely blue eyes. Looks like he's come off some American TV show, made for average intelligence people. You'll see what I mean. And literally throughout the movie, they would show clips from the first Matrix. Morpheus's new den, they have the old Morpheus playing on the big screen. And he's saying, oh, it's all about setting. And it feels as if the Wachowski persons had run out of ideas, run out of footage almost for the new one. And I didn't get any of the character motivations apart from Neo and Trinity. And again, it was a slightly convoluted. So I watched it all the way through. I thought, this is one of the worst films I've seen in my life. It's like, the phrase I like to say is, look what they've done to my boy. Look what they did to it. But then I woke up the next day and I thought, I'll do this properly, if I'm going to review this movie. So I thought, I'll sit through it again. Because I'll be honest, I read a rather favorable review of Matrix Resurrections in the Financial Times. Ooh, pink pages! And they gave it 3 stars out of 5. They were very fair. They tried to see it as a standalone movie, as well as the 4th installment of the universe of The Matrix. And I read the review and I was like, oh, yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't that shit. Maybe I'm approaching it trying to see how it can fit to try to see how it compares to the original Matrix, which was a masterpiece. Hugo Weaving carried that movie. What a phenomenal actor, Hugo Weaving, playing Agent Smith. His eyes, his craziness, the laughter, it's the smell. You felt, what a great actor. Give him another Oscar. Give him his first Oscar. Does he have an Oscar? Probably. But, so I watched it again, and I took all my expectations out, and I pretended I hadn't watched it the night before. And as a standalone movie for 2021, I'd have to agree with the FT. It's a kind of 2 or 3 out of 5. It's a 6, 7 out of 10. It's very entertaining. And there's a few points, not to go into spoilers, but the Merovingian, the Frenchman, he's now a bum in some abandoned warehouse with a bunch of hobos, a bunch of crackheads working for him. Thought that was quite a nice touch. And I like the concept, at least, of video game to reality to dreams from an original one, and peace with the machines, and some machines now work in Zion. It's called Io. Io is the most colorful moon of Jupiter. And I know that because my 9-year-old son Leonidas is obsessed with space, and he could probably tell you the exact height of Mount Olympus on Mars, or the how long a year cycle for Pluto is. And so Io, the machines and the people, peace, ooh, peace. I don't even remember. It's been so long. At the end of the last third Matrix, that Neo and Trinity died. I didn't know they died. I thought he flew away. And anyway, so the machines rebuild Trinity and Neo. They've got Doogie Howser. Is it the young doctor? Doogie Howser, the guy that touches the monster in Starship Troopers and says, oh, it's afraid. That guy. Big forehead, Doogie Howser. He plays the architect now. But instead of the architect, and you know the grand architect from the last Matrix was a guy in a white suit. There's people looking at me here saying, why is he talking to the cat? I'm FaceTiming, relax, I'm FaceTiming. It's my friend in Uganda, Idi Amin, he's a good guy. Last king of Scotland. Do you want to come have a word? Where was I? Oh, Idi Amin, last king of Scotland. Whew. Anyway, so I watched it again the second night, and I give it 6.5 out of 10. As a standalone 2021, I'll tell you the things I really liked about it. The concept, the meta concept was good. The fact it had zero woke, it had no message in it. I know Critical Drinker did his review, he said there was a bit of the message. The only line you could say was the message was they were getting angry about a binary choice, saying life isn't always a binary choice, but as a standalone statement, that is correct. So, kind of like The Matrix 4, this review is slowly starting to peter out, become too self-aware, too self-conscious, too many people looking at me for not wearing that, getting angry. So, on that note, I don't understand why Trinity and Neo beat up the Doogie Howser architect at the end of the movie. I have no idea. But they did. They kicked his jaw off. But it's so self-aware it became a comedy of itself. And if it can be summed up as Keanu Reeves going, "Whoa, I still know kung fu." And on that note,